What's going on, guys? TKD 1, 2, 3 back here video, and today we're going to discuss another album this week. Yes, that is a double up again. What, it's been like 3 weeks in a row or something like that? I don't even know. But you know, today we're going to be reviewing a short EP as well. You know what I'm saying? I tend to do the short ones on, you know, the weeks that are double up. And this one is actually by a new duo that is signees of Dreamville. They recently got signed to Dreamville. I reported that a few videos ago on the Tuesday Music News channel and all that, so definitely go check out that video as well. But without further ado, let's go over and review EARTHGANG's RAGS EP. Now, of course, with this being a very short EP, it has 5 songs and 23 minutes long. So there's really, you know, like a mix of 3 minute, 4 minute, 5 minute, and I think there's even the last song, which is 6 minutes long. But you know, there's a pretty, you know, kind of weird way that they kind of balance the actual lasting length of each song. So they have like the really long song at the end, and it feels like such a longer EP because of that sense. At least for me, it took me a while for me to get to the actual end of the actual EP is what, you know, I kind of was figuring. I'm like, damn, like this is only supposed to be like 5 songs and it's like lasting a while. So it feels longer than it actually is, but just know that it's only 20 minutes long, and it has 5 tracks as well. And with the features, of course, they have one of Dreamville's finest. I saw him in concert this summer, J.I.D. He absolutely kills his verse, you know, as per usual and everything. And along with that, they have 2 other artists that I haven't heard of before. It's Childish Major and Mick Jenkins. So I have never heard of these 2. You know, they did okay on their, you know, on their parts of it. I didn't really pay a lot of attention to them too. You know, like they, well, not that I didn't pay attention to it, it's just that they kind of just fell, you know, to the kind of to the wayside, you know what I'm saying, because it wasn't really anything that really grabbed me, you know, on their verses overall. But I'm sure they did, you know, a pretty big good job, and I'm sure they're fine artists as well. But kind of my overall thesis for this EP, right, is that, you know, this definitely feels heavily influenced by J.I.D, right? So for example, you know, when you look at the Dreamville roster, right, when you look at, you know, everyone that's on Dreamville, if we go to Boz, we go to Kaz, we go to Omen, we go to Ari Lennox, you know what I'm saying, then there is the outlier that is J.I.D, right? Because of them, you know, of the people that I just mentioned before J.I.D, you know, they're pretty much kind of that same type of, I would say, section in, you know, rapper R&B, where it's a little bit smoother. It has that kind of smooth vibe to it that even at times J. Cole, you know, doesn't have a lot, but he does have it at some points. But you know, them 4 have really focused in on that kind of chill, vibey rapper R&B, right? As opposed to J.I.D, who was way more aggressive, way more, you know, just cutthroat in his verses and everything. It really did sound like a little bit more of like a trap artist type of, you know, skew to it. Not obviously on the same caliber as a trap artist, but kind of in that same direction, right? And then here's EARTHGANG, and they're kind of in that same ballpark as well. And again, like I said, it is 2 people from Atlanta. EARTHGANG is, you know, a, you know, 1-2 punch with 2 people on it, and it is not in the same vein as Majid Jordan, where one is singing and one does the producing. It is 2 rappers, so like they are both, you know, just back and forth doing rapping and everything like that. So it's kind of that dynamic, and it makes it a little bit kind of weird to follow, just because in a way you never really, you know, fully know obviously which one is rapping. And of course that's just me, just because I haven't listened to them, you know, really until this project. I've heard of them a little bit here and there, but you know, I haven't fully, you know, listened to their projects and everything that's in the past, so obviously I wouldn't be aware of which one's which on a particular verse, whatever. But you know, for the most part, I can kind of distinguish here that, you know, without knowing their names, there's definitely one that I thoroughly enjoy the rapping of. Definitely whoever is the main frontrunner in Red Light, that artist, you know, that part of EARTHGANG is immaculately great. I love his ability to rap. It's great. It sounds super good and everything. And again, you know, just to kind of really tie in, if you've heard J.I.D, EARTHGANG is very similar to J.I.D in a lot of ways. And you know, the really compelling thing about this EP, right, is that I feel that they in a way utilize this EP's length to its detriment and also to its advantage. It's a very weird thing here, like the just the different ways that they use their time with this EP, right? And so there are a lot, you know, there's only I think 2 kind of interlude-esque audio cues in it, and those, you know, kind of take up a little bit of time, but it's not that big of a deal. But the way that they produced each song, and the way that each song, you know, has like an aggressive side to it, and it's really energetic and it's really powerful, and it's something that, you know, it sounds longer than it is. I think that's the reason why. It's just because, you know, they very smartly utilized the way that they went into songs and really did curate it to a type of high energetic sound. I definitely did enjoy that here, because these people know, I think EARTHGANG right here has the potential to be one of the most energetic and most lively, at least live performances, you know, ever, right? But just, you know, because you can kind of hear it in a song. For example, out of this review, go listen to Red Light. Go listen to Red Light and you'll know what I'm talking about. That like kind of upbeat, that really aggressive tone that J.I.D capitalized on, you know, with his project and everything, and it's definitely been capitalized here with EARTHGANG as well. And I also liked there was a little audio bit that I want to touch on here just before we wrap up, and it's an audio bit where it's one of the EARTHGANG members, and he's handing out copies of his project, right? And he was using this line, and he said, "I don't care if you listen to it or don't listen to it. I don't care if you use it as a coaster. Like, as long as you are seeing my stuff, as long as you know that I'm aware, know that I'm an artist, you know that I'm an artist coming up, that's all I care about," right? And so he says that in that audio cue, and it just reminds me again of the title of this whole thing, RAGS, and it's kind of playing on that kind of, you know, rags to riches, you know, mentality to it overall. And definitely do feel like this was, you know, honestly, it wasn't really the greatest, I would say, like, debut project. It was very good. I would say I thoroughly enjoyed, you know, I spent around like a day listening to it overall. You know, it was overall, it was great. It wasn't, you know, the best introduction, I'd say, but overall it was a really great project. I applaud EARTHGANG, and I hope you are prosperous under the Dreamville label, because you all know and all aware, when it comes to OVO, when it comes to EXO, when it comes to Dreamville, that is, you know, pretty much my bread and butter. That is, you know, the definite labels that I follow in music, you know, more kingly than music as a whole. And so definitely I am excited to hear more about what EARTHGANG has to offer. And on that note, if you want to make sure to leave a like, subscribe, mention down below. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching, and as always, I got you.